Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome to the Vibetribe family. Welcome to Spiritual Sunday, a day late. I was definitely under the weather yesterday and there was no way I could film, but I wanted to give you guys Spiritual Sunday. Today's topic is going to be animal spirit guides. I'm going to put this into a two-part because I'm definitely still not myself. So it's definitely a little squirrely, just a little bit. But I do give you guys two questions today, one in the beginning of the video, one in the end, just in case you're not interested in watching this because you definitely don't follow the path of traditional witchcraft. So let's get into the video. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe and join the Vibetribe family. If you like today's video, make sure you give it a thumbs up as it lets me know I'm on the right track for creating content. If you don't like the video, that's okay too. Don't forget to hit that notification bell as it lets you know when my videos upload. So let's get into it. Hey everyone, how's your day going so far? Hope everything's going well. Sherry here, aka Diamond Art Addiction. And before we get into today's topic, yes, Spiritual Sunday is coming a day late. I originally wasn't even going to film spiritual stuff at all this week, but then I thought, nah, people really look forward to this. And I have no mail for Mail Haul Monday. So we are going to do Spiritual Sunday a day late. Better late than never, right? Right. So today's topic is going to be animal spirit guides. And this is one that was actually very much requested when I asked you guys what you would like to see for Spiritual Sunday. So I would have filmed yesterday, but I was absolutely goddess awful sick. So I'm going to give you guys one of your giveaway questions right now in case you're not interested in watching this. And then of course I will throw in a bonus somewhere throughout the video. So your first question is, what animal are you drawn to the most? All right, try and keep things a little bit themed here. So if you're not willing or you don't want to watch the Spiritual Sunday video a day late, you don't have to. What animal are you drawn to the most? I will give everybody else a bonus who watches the video throughout, as I know a lot of you are not interested in traditional witchcraft or anything like that, which I totally respect and I totally understand. That's why I'm willing to give you guys one first. As you can see, I am working on Dreamer design still. Oh, 1 second, folks. That might be the mail lady. I'm back. And guess what? I was right. It was the mail lady with 4 packages. 4! Whew. You guys might get a second video today because one of them was a Diamond Art Club. Yes, I said that correctly. One of the packages delivered was a Diamond Art Club. 1 sec, I need a drink. It was a Diamond Art Club that is a special Diamond Art Club because it pretty much only costed me shipping. Yes, I said that right. So that probably will get filmed a little bit later on, and then we'll go from there. So yes, as I was saying, this is Dreamer Designs. I have been working on this for a while. As you guys know, I have quite a few whips. Well, not really anymore. I have my 2 collabs, this one, and that's it. And Angel Baby, of course, but that's gonna kind of not count as a whip. It's gonna be something that I'm gonna work on the sidelines, right? So as you understand, Saturday was Xavier's Day, and it hit me pretty hard this year. Probably because it was the 20th, but we're not going to get into that because I think I am done crying now. So, animal spirit guides. As far as you can go back, animals have always played a huge part in witchcraft in many different forms for many different reasons. Animals, mammals, insects, you name it, they all have their purpose and their reason why they're here. Okay? For me, I have 4 main animal spirit guides that represent north, east, south, and west, as the 4 quarters play a huge part in witchcraft, obviously. Does everybody have 4? In the path that I follow, yes. And the reason why I say that is because it's what I believe, right? It's what I was taught. It's what makes sense to me. We all have a north, east, south, and west, which plays a huge part in traditional witchcraft. And not only do you have that, I believe that animals can give us messages at the time that we need it most. Now, do I say every time we see an animal, it's going to be a message? No. The way I look at it is, let's say me and Mr. Addiction are on a drive. We're doing a Sunday drive, and we pass a deer, or moose or whatever. Does it mean that that animal is giving a message? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. It could be, if you're in a time of sorrow, or you've got something major going on, or you've asked the universe for a sign, if that animal raises its head and looks at you, that is your sign. And I actually have a book right here. It's called Animal Spirit Guides by Stephen D. Farmer. It is an absolute amazing book. So every time, if I feel that I'm getting a message from an animal, I will look in it to see what the meaning is. Or if you are needing guidance or help, you can actually call on animals. So let's start with our 4 quarters: north, east, south, and west. The 4 quarters play a huge part in witchcraft. I'm not going to get into that right today because we're talking about animal spirit guides. I believe for every soul that is born has animal spirit guides. From the moment that we're born, they're there. They are with us, no different than, say, guardian angels, right? Animal spirit guides are the same thing. Can you figure out who your animal spirit guides are? Absolutely, you can. It took me up until a few years ago to finally figure out all 4. I've always known as the wolf is my main spirit guide. So he is in the northern position because north is the power point. So the one that that is the most strongest, the most dominant in your 4 is going to go in your northern quarter. So that would be the wolf. I've always been drawn to wolves. They play a huge, huge part in my daily life. Like, I have the wolf. He is always with me. His name is Lucius. And he's always by my side. He is my protector. Like, when something's not right, or I've crossed paths with somebody who might be a little cuckoo, I definitely feel him firing up. And it's an energy spurt. Like, it's a huge energy burst that I get when I feel him. So he is my main. He's been with me for a while. And I'll never forget, the wolf saved my life many, many, many moons ago. And I will tell you guys the story. I was living in the town that I'm in now. And something very, very bad happened to me. Something awful happened to me. So I had driven to what we call the Athabasca Lookout, which is one of the high points on Highway 40. And I was going to jump. I was going to jump. I didn't want to feel the pain anymore. So basically I was sitting there, having a cigarette, mustering up to do it, when all of a sudden from behind me, I could feel something looking at me. Like I heard the rustling of the bushes and I could feel something looking at me. Like literally all the hairs on the back of my neck stood up. And I'm like, oh. So I turn around and what's standing there? A big gray wolf. And our eyes met. I looked at him and I'm like, hello. And then I turned around and I looked up at the sky. And I'm like, Goddess, I really don't want to die by being a meal for a wolf. Please, please, please. I will get back in my car and I will go home. I won't jump. I don't want to be food. And then I could feel this energy that to this day I still can't explain. And then I heard the rustling of bush and I turned around and the wolf was gone. Well, I'll tell you, my butt was up and in that car faster than you could shake a stick at me. But I didn't jump. And to this day, I say that was my Lucius that saved me from jumping. And I tried to work through what happened to me. Animal spirit guides are always in the astral plane. Always in the astral plane. And I know you guys probably aren't familiar with what the astral plane is. I will definitely share that with you guys. Or you can Google it. Google is your friend. So they are always in the astral plane there. You can call on them. They're with you always. It took me a long time to figure out who all of my animal spirit guides were. In my eastern quarter, I have the owl. In my southern quarter, I have the dragon. And in my western quarter, I have the raven. And it doesn't matter where I live, I always have ravens and crows around me. Mr. Addiction calls them shithawks, and I get mad every time. Every time. Ravens and crows are actually very, very magical, and they are always where the witch is. Like, I'll never forget a time, so I'll tell you a story about the crow. In the previous town over where I lived, there was a murder of crows in the sky going in a circle. Like it was circling and circling, and they were circling, and they were like just cawing up a storm. Like it was crazy how many there was. And I'm like, something isn't right. And this was actually a night that I had a group of spiritual people coming over, just like a meet and greet kind of thing. And I knew something wasn't right. And they're all like, what's going on? I'm like, something is not right, you guys. So me and another person walked over, and sure enough, there was a crow on the ground that must have fallen and hurt its wing. And that's why these crows were going crazy. So I have a huge fear of birds. And these crows were literally bomb diving us because they didn't want us near. And the other girl that I was with had picked up this crow that was hurt. And of course, these crows are bomb diving us, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm like, ah, like, You know, I'm used to dealing with, like, I don't mind crows. I'll feed them. I'll throw cornflakes out for them. But I don't want to touch them. And that just stems from a past life issue. I just have fear of crows and of birds. Birds, period. Doesn't matter what kind of bird it is. If it's a bird, I'm afraid of it. You know? And that is definitely something that I need to try to work through. And one day I will. But for now, me and from a distance, we're good. We're good if it's from a distance. You stay in your spot and I'll stay in mine. Good, glad we got a deal. But this crow was hurt. So we had taken it and we were gonna try and nurse it back to health. So one of the people that was there, they had taken it for the night and, you know, fed it best they could, dealt with it. And then the next day they had to go to work, so they brought it back to me. And I knew that it was okay. Like somehow it was like I knew. Meanwhile, I've got this whole murder of crows. They must have heard it cawing. They're all forming and they're all sitting outside my house. And I'm like, we need to give this bird back. We got to give the bird back. So everybody regathered the next night. And the murder of crows, it's almost like they were waiting for us. And we, you know, took this bird that I would say was probably like, you know, not a baby, not a child bird, but like a teenager type age. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it fell out of the nest or did something and it got hurt. So we took this crow back to over across the street to where its family was. And again, they're bomb diving us because they think we're going to hurt them. And then all of a sudden I yelled out, we're not going to hurt you. They stopped bomb diving us. We put the bird down and, you know, we actually named the bird Tarly. So it went back to its family and they didn't squawk or anything again. And I truly believe that happened for a reason. I wasn't sure who my Western animal spirit guide was until that day. And then I figured it out. The owl, how I learned that it was one of my animal spirit guides was back in 2009, right before it was in February of 2009, and I had gone to my friend's baby shower. And this was a few months before I separated from the boy's father. We were driving back from the baby shower, and it was in the middle of the afternoon. It was a clear, sunny day, and all of a sudden, this owl swooped out of the trees to the left. I was sitting in the passenger, and it went woof right in front of us, and this owl looked right at me. And even the people we were with, they're like, it looked right at you. And the owl is a messenger. And everyone figures it's a messenger of death, but that doesn't mean physical death. It could be any form of death. You know, a death of a relationship, a death of a job, you know, it could be change. And the owl had basically, it was almost like it was letting me know, because this was when I was in the heat of I knew I needed to leave the relationship, but I didn't know how. I didn't know if I had the strength to do it. You know, I was churning 30. Who wants to start over? And it was almost as if the owl was letting me know everything will be okay. But you need to take that step to do it and put your faith in the universe. It's amazing how animals can help us when we need it the most. And you got to listen and watch for the signs. So that was when I learned about the owl. The dragon I've always known. Like there's just Like, obviously, I did not have an encounter with a dragon. That just ain't gonna happen. Again, dragons are in the astral plane because man is man and have trouble being, maybe not being the top of the food chain. Anyway, we're not here to get into that. So, animal spirit guides, to figure them out, you can do meditation if you want to learn who your animal spirit guide is. There's meditation, listening to your inner self, just being open-minded. Animals have a way, like, they're so mystical. I mean, I absolutely love when I get a message from an animal spirit, whether it's a spirit guide, whether it's just seeing an animal on the side of the road. You know, there's many ways. 553, okay, just give me 5, okay, I just need to see which one I was moving on to. No, I don't. 14, 550, jeez, Louise. I don't have the right one. Where is it? Hello. Give me a second here, guys. I'm back. What was a millisecond for you guys has been about half an hour for me because I needed to do a couple things. So where I left off, you guys, come on. It wouldn't be a Sherry video if I didn't have a bunch of squirreling, and I haven't actually squirreled up until now. And I wouldn't even call that an official squirrel. It's just, can't remember where I left off, but I know it was animal spirit guides. If you're willing to open up your mind, then you will be able to receive the messages from animal spirit guides. It's no different, like, same with the native culture. They very much, you know, have a lot of respect for animals. It's the same with witchcraft. Now, when it comes to the natural order of things, like, yes, we get messages from animals, but we also get nourishment from animals. And basically what I do when I'm getting ready, I don't eat beef, I don't eat pork, I will eat chicken, turkey, some seafood, and some fish. And what I do right before I am going to sit down to eat, I will give thanks to the animal for sacrificing its life to give me nourishment. When it comes to hunting, I totally am okay with it if it's for food and the animal is being used for exactly that. Nourishment, and a lot of people will use the hide, they'll use antlers for many different things. So I absolutely am okay with hunting. Trophy hunting, not so much. You know, when people are just killing for a head to mount on their wall or tusks, that I am dead set against. And I lose all respect when people trophy hunt. Like I said, the natural order of things is to eat, right? A lot of people, you know, I don't eat a lot of meat, you guys. Like, I honestly don't. My youngest son, Carson, is exactly the same way. Even as a baby, if I would get out jarred food that had meat in it, he wouldn't eat it. You know, and I mean, they're not really supposed to know. It was like he would sniff it and then he would refuse to eat it. And he's like that even now. He does not like to eat meat. Some people say we're meant to be carnivores. Some people say we're not meant to be carnivores. I mean, to me, it's not something I'm going to sit here and debate. If you know what I mean. It's just, I always say to each their own. I will not pass judgment on to others, and I will respect others if they are willing to respect me. Now, does everybody have for animal spirit guides. If you follow the path that I'm on, absolutely. You know, even if you don't, I do believe that we all have 4 animal spirit guides that represent north, east, south, and west. We can call on them when we need them, if we need guidance, if we need help, they're there. When I call on a animal spirit guide, I always give an offering after I'm done. And that could be as simple as going outside and putting some herbs onto the earth. It could be, you know, some put tobacco, like not cigarette tobacco, but blessing tobacco. It just depends on what works for you. It's always good to give thanks after anything and not, you know, never take more than what you need. You know, like you can call on your animal spirit guides, but don't rely on them all the time. I don't know how to word that. I'm trying to figure out how to word. I'll come back to that, or I'll try to come back to that. Even, okay, familiars. I know that was brought up, and that is kind of in topic with this. A familiar is an animal that resides with you in your home, that you are connected with psychically. They know when you're sick, they know when you're not well. It can be a dog, it can be a cat, it can be a bird. It's just an animal that knows how to comfort you physically, emotionally, mentally, and psychically. And when that animal goes, a part of you goes with them. My familiar is my oldest cat, Khaleesi. When I'm doing any form of magical workings, she is right there beside me, like almost like let's go, Mom, come on, let's go, let's do this. She gets excited when I'm getting ready to sit down and do some form of magical workings. There are many practices to calling on your animal spirit guides. It can be a meditation. If you're not sure what your animal spirit guide is, you can go onto YouTube and you can look for, you know, meditations to help you to connect with your animal spirit guide. If you're pretty sure, I always say go with your gut. Always go with your gut, as 99.9% of the time, it's never wrong. Now, when it comes to like, I love cats. Do I believe they're an animal spirit guide? Not particularly. They're more of a familiar to me. You know, and like when Khaleesi passes over to over the Rainbow Bridge, I will probably get another cat. And I know as soon as I look into their eyes. It's so hard to explain how it happens, but it does. It just works. It feels right. I just know. I actually watched Khaleesi coming into this world. And as soon as she was born, her eyes weren't even open. I'm like, that's mine. That's mine. I just knew. I just knew. I am definitely a cat person over a dog person. I do like dogs, don't get me wrong, but I am more of a cat person. So that is gonna give me, one sec, folks. Sorry about that. I just need to take a quick break. I'm gonna be honest here, you guys. I am struggling a bit. I really am, if you can't tell. And the reason why I'm struggling a bit is just Saturday really kind of hit me hard. And then I was sick yesterday. And I didn't want to go another day without uploading. So I just had to take a break. And I know you guys are amazing and you're so understanding. I really hope that this has made sense. And for those who wanted to animal spirit guides as a topic, I hope that, you know, this helped answer questions in some way. I can do a part 2 to animal spirit guides down the road. Maybe when I'm 100% and not 60%. Squirrel. Now, when it comes to the squirrels, I absolutely love squirrels. I think they're cute. Are they an animal spirit guide? No. I just love squirrels. So I love all animals, right? But the animal spirit guides that you have are just that, spirit form. They've never been here on earth. Like they're meant to be guides. Now, when you die, do they die? Obviously not, no. I truly believe when we step out of the darkness into the light, our animal spirit guides will be there to help guide us to where we need to go. Loved ones, animal spirit guides, you know, depending on how you die. You know, if you die a terrible, tragic death that you need justice on, you're not going to cross. You're going to stay until you get what you need. But we're not here to talk about that. I'm just trying to think. I was going to say squirrel. I do apologize, you guys. I promise you I won't be so squirrely next time. So just give me a sec, folks. I had a feeling this video was going to be a little bit squirrely. So the term spirit guide. So we can get a little technical here. Is also known as a helping spirit or a guardian spirit. It's a term. Come on, work here. Jeez, is a term for any of these spiritual beings that help us. So, you know, they help us in a positive way. You know, we can call on them for guidance, protection, healing, encouragement, inspiration, and they'll be there. They may have been with you since childhood. They can show up when you least expect it. They are in the spirit realm, which is not up in the sky. It's alongside of us. And anyone can access it, but you gotta have a heightened awareness, which can take time. You know, and that's where our ancestors are, where loved ones are. You know, spirit guides come from whatever you call, you know, God, goddess, you know, the great one, greater power, you know, source, whatever you name that you give, all that is. You know, it's whatever you choose, you know, they're there. Like some people believe in archangels, you know, some people believe in both. Fairies, you know, it's there. It's always been there and it always will be there. I know a lot of people don't believe in this, and that's fine. That is fine. I mean, I asked my son what he thought, and he thinks that this is it. After this life, it's over. Just goes black. Nothing more. And I'm like, oh dear. Mama's got to work on you a little bit. So I said I was going to give you guys a bonus question. All you have to do is just put an emoji or say the word animal. Any animal emoji, or just spell it out, you know, and then that will be, so it's kind of like a double hit. It's like a double dipper there, you know, because it kind of goes along with the same thing. I asked you guys, oh man, I can't even remember what I asked you guys in the beginning. I really need to write this stuff down. Anyway, just put the emoji in. I will know when I go back over the footage what the question was in the beginning. maybe just put the emoji that goes with how you answered the question. There, does that make sense? Cool. I hope it does, because it doesn't to me. Oh, like I had said to Mr. Addiction, I don't think I'm going to film today. And he's like, you're going to go 2 days in a row after you didn't put up Sunday? He's like, that's 3. And I'm like, well, oh, you're right. That's really a long time. So I do hope that this video in some way, shape, or form helped when it comes to animal spirit guides. And if you still have more questions, feel free to ask them down in the comments, and I will do a part 2 to animal spirit guides, as I'm still not 100%, you guys. Like, I'm still feeling pretty weak, and my stomach muscles hurt a lot from yesterday. So, but I didn't want to go 3 days without uploading a video. And as you heard in the beginning, the mail lady made a beautiful delivery. So I probably will film Mail Haul Monday a little bit later, because those are always easy to, those are easy to film. You don't actually have to really think, to be honest. And when I do Spiritual Sunday, I have to think. So on that note, I am going to bid thee farewell until the next time. I truly appreciate all of you who messaged me, who contacted me, all the well wishes I received for Saturday. It meant a lot. Usually by the end of July, I'm bounced back and I'm fully myself 100%. I will be doing a post review of Twisted Blossom. Hopefully by Wednesday-ish, Thursday-ish, I should be done. And until the next time, many, many blessings. Stay positive, live blessed. #Vibetribe. Bye, guys.